So what do you do when your dream dies? Do you sit down and cry? Do you give it up and let it die? Or do you give it one more try? And I remember that day, $55,000 in debt. No house, no car, no credit cards, no job. And what do you do in a situation like that? Well, when you have your dream. And see, that was the biggest dream I had at that point in my life. I thought, oh, this would be it. Until I got that job. And then I realized I worked 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week. When I divide all these hours I'm working with what I'm doing, I know what I got to do. I need to own my own restaurant. That would be the dream. And that's the great American dream, of course. And back in the States, is you get your own business and you start it up. And so that's what I did. And I saved my money and I worked hard and I played by the rules and I did all the stuff you're supposed to do. And I got that restaurant. Until that day when it all ended like that. I know we've got people watching on this film today who are going through the same thing. We get out of balance. We get so busy chasing our income, we forget about living life. We forget about living our dreams. All of a sudden, where do you go when you don't have that dream anymore? And, you know, in my case, I had to back up, and I'll talk about that in a sec, but I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your dream. I mean the big dreams, the bold, daring, imaginative ones you had. The ones you had when you were 15 years old, 18 years old, 20 years old. Because you know what I see people give up on their dreams. And it seems the older we get, the more we give up on our dreams. And you know, talk to any kid who's 15 years old and they know they're going to have a great car when they grow up and a great house and a great job and a wonderful spouse, and they're going to be rich and they're going to be successful and they're going to be an astronaut or a football star or a rock star or whatever, right? There's no limits to what they can dream. And what happens along the way? They get out, they go to school, they get out as 22, 23 years old, all of a sudden they take a job they don't really want. It's not their dream job, but they figure it'll do for right now. And then maybe they find out about another job, and that's not their dream job, but it's a little more money than the last one. And they meet someone along the way. All of a sudden there's two, and then there's a little baby on the way, and there's another baby, and then there's diapers and formula and braces and all of those kind of things. And all of a sudden they take another job that's 500 miles away, but again, it pays a few $1,000s more a year, so they take that job. And all of a sudden, you're 35 years old, you're 45 years old, you're 55 years old. This is life for a lot of people. This is life for millions of people. They're missing out on the real life. They're missing out on the real joy. Make a commitment to yourself that you're worthy, that you're worth it, that you will think back. And that's what I want you to really do, is say, okay, what were your dreams when you were 15? And here's the challenge I would give you. I want you to think of 5 things you would do, have, or become if money was no object. How big is your dream? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to live your dreams? Question number 1. Do you believe you're really worthy of success? Question number 2. Are you really willing to live your dreams? Question number 3, the last question, you. And what you are and what your dreams are, I need to know, are you willing to give it one